Suck it.
All right, here we go. Mr. Scotty Austin, how are you doing?
Wonderful. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Man, old Jackson in there, he's a good topic to start out with. He kind of comes straggling in about 2 months ago or so, and I'm teaching from the ground up, and you know how that is. Not a bad thing at all. But you remember those days, don't you?
Yeah, man. Gotta start somewhere.
You remember those days of not knowing what the fuck was going on?
Yeah, I got yelled at a bunch.
Oh, God.
Hell, I still do.
I remember not knowing shit, and I was like, man, I was a nervous wreck all the time, I was supposed to know shit, Anyway, Scotty Austin, how are you been?
I'm good. What's up, Malcolm?
We got through with we're not through with the record. We're just keep going through it. And
well, that's the beauty of what we're doing now is that we're spending our time to make it perfect and
I know it's
magical. Man. It's the greatest recording experience I've ever had.
Thank you, man.
It really is. Getting to take this time to
thank you
to critique and go back and rewrite and try to improve. Right. And
well, it's not everybody that's going to be on a podcast I'm going to produce. So it's kind of cool to have guys, and I've worked with you for a long time, man. We've
been together a long time,
and some crazy, crazy times, man. I'm talking though some crazy shit,
Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't know if we should mention that on here, but I'll say this much, man. We were wild back in our days, man. I mean, I don't see how we lived through them. Sometimes I just go, wow.
Some people didn't live through it.
You're right.
Lost some good friends.
Well, some people just didn't know when it was time to grow up.
Facts.
And that
I still have a hard time with that myself.
I do too.
But,
I do too.
I'm just blessed and lucky to have a wonderful family keep me in line.
Yeah. So where are you from originally?
Parsons, Tennessee.
Parsons, Tennessee. You might have a little.
No, smoke it up, buddy. I sing rock and roll.
Oh.
I don't give a shit about cigarettes.
So
I don't smoke
out
them,
there that don't smoke. It's fine. And I don't smoke with everybody in here, but Scotty doesn't mind because it's all part of the program sometime. But anyway, so you're from Parsons, Tennessee. I didn't know you're from Parsons.
Yep, tiny town right on the Tennessee River.
Oh, I thought you're from Oh yeah, okay.
Well,
that makes sense.
I always say Jackson because it's the closest town anybody would actually know.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like when I say New Madrid County. I mean, but I grew up out there in the middle of nowhere. But I was Portageville, but New Madrid County is where I'm from.
The big earthquake.
The earthquake zone. And you've been over there quite a bit. And
I recorded a record over there with you.
That's right, man. We did Mike Evans.
Yeah,
and we did a couple of records.
Of records.
Man, I've had you as a player on a lot of records.
Yeah.
Man, I have, man. We've really done a lot of studio time. And, just doing a record, you get close to people. But, yeah, we've been through, I don't know how many records we've done together.
Bunch, but I was just doing guitar then.
Right. Yeah, but just doing guitar.
Yeah. For all the people that don't know me, I'm actually a undercover session guitar player too.
Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that for a second, man. I mean, we'll get to the Bigfoot questions later. How was that adjusting from being a gun like you were to going to singing for Saving Abel? How was the adjustment? Not picking up a guitar every night.
It was terrifying. But I owe so much to those guys at Saving Abel. They made me the front man. Really, they did. Right. Because they had two guitar players. I put it down. I'm like, and you could see it because the videos are there from the first show I played with them. And I'm like, as soon as the guitar solos come up, I'm like Ricky Bobby and Talladega Nights. I didn't know what to do with my hands. I'm like, so I've literally got my microphone cord in my hand, just twirling it like, what am I doing? Just waiting. I don't know. Because I was so used to having that guitar. But now I think it feels like an anchor to me when I'm on stage.
Right. Well, when I was told that you wasn't playing guitar too, I was just shocked. I was shocked. And boy, nothing against Jason Noel and Bartlett because two good guys, man. I really love them guys to death. They had it handled, and you got to be the front man. That's just crazy. I mean, I'm sorry I wasn't there for the transition, but you know,
It was a wild ride, man.
Yeah, because I mean, of course, I was in the studio somewhere like I always am, you know. But it to me, it would be hard for me to. I mean, it'd be hard. Just like it would be hard for me to be an artist and someone produce me. But I plan on doing that one of these days. But I mean, you were the gun. I mean, you were a gun. I mean, seriously, people called you for sessions, and you came in, you fucking knocked it out, and you knocked it out and left. You know, pretty quick.
I've been an instrumentalist for a long time.
Yeah. So tell everybody. Of course, I know a little bit about, you know, your background and everything. Of course, you're one of my damn good friends. But tell everybody about where you went to school and what you went to school for and all that stuff. Because I think it's awesome that you went to music school. I think it's intriguing. I should put it that way.
Well, I went to actually MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University, which I guess I would consider a state school in Nashville, right outside. But fantastic teachers there.
I didn't realize you went to MTSU. I didn't know that, man.
Yep.
They had a huge recording program at one time. I mean, huge.
Yeah, they did. And but I was in music performance. I went in as a percussion major, and then after a few semesters, I switched over to classical guitar performance.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
So I transferred instruments in the middle of college.
Really?
But I didn't even finish the degree because I got hired to be in the NASCAR band, the official Rolling Thunder NASCAR band.
You know, I heard you talk about that yesterday. I was like, oh, wait, let's wait to save it for the podcast. So tell us more about that. I mean, that's a really interesting.
And it was so long ago, I don't remember a whole lot about it. But but I know it was just basically a cover band scenario with horn section and backup singers, you know, just a big band experience. And they would bring out all the race cars and line the stage with them, all the NASCAR drivers, and they'd start them up and make a scene, right. Go to major cities and like block off. Like we played Broadway here in Nashville, and they blocked the street off and put a stage across it and brought out all the drivers.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So did you ever meet Dale Earnhardt?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
I did not.
That was that you probably this was he probably had already gone before you.
This was I don't, you know, it's terrible to say I don't know enough of the drivers, but I met a ton of them, and they were party animals.
Right, of course. I mean, Talladega Nights, you know, the show is a comedy, but it's some to its truth to it.
Just imagine riding in a circle at 200 miles an hour this far away from another car. Yeah. Think about that.
Well, and I just say I used to be one of those guys like say stuff like, man, all you do is you get paid to drive around the track. You know?
Turn left
the whole time. No, but it is the NASCAR thing really gets to me because I don't understand how you get into it as a driver. I don't understand how. You know, but I guess people don't understand how you get into it as a producer or an artist either. And that's
probably probably start by bringing people coffee.
Probably so.
I don't know. I really don't know. But I imagine if you want to learn, you better get in there and make a use for yourself like anything else.
I guess it's a sport, though, that is pretty physical. I mean, I would think it's pretty physical.
Well, you don't see them pulling over for bathroom breaks.
How in the hell they do that?
They just piss in their pants, man.
Wow. Woo.
Like rock and roll drummers.
Oh, it's so funny because Michael Dale from the Honey Rods has helped me buy a house, you know. I don't want to tell a bunch of bad stuff on it, but I'll put it this way. I mean, he used to get so hammered drunk. He doesn't drink anymore. He's been sober for years now. But he would piss on everybody's couch and we went to the studio work, you know. And I'd have to explain the studio, sorry, it's just my oh Lord, grip asses. Well, my redneck friends.
Oh goodness.
Rip, I had to call you back, buddy.
Man, I've seen some wild ass shit out on the road.
Yeah, I bet you have. Yep. Like hey, could you send me those things again? AirDrop those, because I haven't got mine though. That's the thing. I'm not. We got plenty to talk about. I ain't got no damn questions. So how did you? What places were your favorite ones to place? But I'm sure Europe. But you're in Europe.
Yeah. I mean, Europe was unbelievable.
Yeah,
We was
tell us
walking
some
in
more.
downtown Vienna. But the thing about the European tours is that everywhere we played was either down 2 flights of stairs or up 2 flights of stairs, and we didn't take any text with us. So it was about 3 shows in before the band was like, "Hey, get your singing ass out here and pick up some shit." So like we had to carry everything up and downstairs like we were just starting over again. But I thought it was
Wow.
one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. The whole European tour. Scotland was fantastic. Scotland was wonderful, and Vienna.
Scotland. There's a lot of well, you know that one Star Wars movie. I guess the last two, they had that little island. No, that was Ireland, not Scotland. I'm not very good geographically. So did y'all tour in Ireland?
No, just
Really?
flew over.
Really?
Yep, I'd like to.
What about Germany? Did y'all do some
I
Germany?
did. Germany was fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, I mean there was one point where we were driving through the Austrian Alps. We were we were over there, and all I could felt like doing was like, "The hills are alive with the sounds of music," because it felt like that. It was just beautiful. The Alps were. We
Really?
had a driver. We're in a van, and we're just drinking red wine that we bought there for like €2 a bottle, and it was fantastic. Eating all these like meats and cheeses, like wine mustaches. Me and Scott Wilson are in the back of the van, high fiving, and Jason North. Unbelievably good time. I mean, our crowds were very minuscule, but it didn't matter. We were having such a fantastic time.
So did Saving Abel have a good turnout over there?
Well, see, the thing, we were never released even before me in Europe at all. So it was
Really?
the first time we'd ever went was when I took us over there or begged to get us over there.
Wow. Wow. So they never released it wasn't assigned to what label was Saving Abel signed to?
It was Capital.
Capital. That's what I was about to say. It's a little, I don't know.
But I don't know honestly don't know the details of that. But I know it was harder for us to move around over there because it just hadn't been broke there.
Right.
It was platinum here, multi-platinum here, gold in Canada, but just unavailable. I mean, it was available, but low key. So there was, there was still people that show up, but
Well, I'm sure they've heard of you. I mean,
some people. I mean,
it's funny how
the rock fans over there are awesome too.
are they really?
They just stand at the front of the stage and bang their heads, even to slow songs. They're just rocking.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Can they understand what you're singing?
Well, yeah, for the most part. But actually, it got called a few times. They're like, "We could tell you're excited, but you just need to talk slower." So after the tour over there, I came back to the States, and I'm talking slow over here. I'm like, "I want to welcome everyone out to the show." I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You can understand me here. So there was a moment to have to
That's
adjust.
awesome.
Alaska, that's another of the places. Was one of the most magical places, and one of the coolest shows I've ever done was in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's like on the Gulf side. We did a military tribute at a motorcycle rally down there, St. Pete Bike Fest, and they used to set the stage up right on the sand as the sun set behind it.
Right.
So as the sun's going down, we're playing, and the military brought out people with the parachute out during the middle of the show, and they're flying down with streamers, shooting smoke out of their shoes, I guess, and land in the middle of
fucking cool shit.
land on a big American flag right by the stage in the middle of the set, and come up on stage and rock with us.
That's awesome, man.
So it was pretty magical times.
Did you ever where have you played out in West, like in LA and places like that? Have you played gosh dang it.
Yeah, I mean, we played the Whiskey a Go-Go quite a bit.
We're having a podcast, honey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're in the middle of it. That's okay. I love you.
Love you.
No, she knew. But no, I was going to say
That's some interesting. I mean, it's had some interesting events.
The Whiskey Go-Go. Did you ever play with the Go-Go?
Yes, a few times. Actually, we got hired by Yahoo Live to do the 75th anniversary of the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Really?
Yep. So we went out there and Yahoo Live filmed it and put it out.
Oh, okay.
Had some interesting times out there. We were there at sound check one time, and we were in the room upstairs, which is like where everybody's been, hanging out while the crew's setting up downstairs. And one of my favorite techs that we've ever had. I believe he's out with a Pop Evil now. His name's Tom. Awesome guy. Great guitar player too, by the way. But he comes up to the dressing room. He goes, "The Doors are here." I'm like,
oh, wow.
I'm like, "The Doors?" He's like, "Yeah, the Doors." But before he could even get a breath, I was already on my way downstairs. But the rest of the guys were like, "What?" No, like it didn't even register. Like the actual band, the Doors,
right?
And the remaining members that are alive came to the sound check and rolled in, and our crew wouldn't let them in the door. They're like, "It's a closed sound check," and they laid the fucking law down on our crew. They're like, "Do you know who the fuck we are? We're the original house band of this place. If we want to come in, we're coming in." And they did. And we went down there, and I fangirled for real. It was Robbie Krieger and John Dinsmore. I think they said it was the first time they'd been seen together in public in years. They showed up.
This last project I did with Cordell Winter. I mean, I had to go back to that place with the Doors, and it was awesome. While I started playing keyboards and stuff like that. And what's his name? The keyboard player
that was with them.
Ray Manzarek.
What's that?
Ray Manzarek.
Ray, that's right.
Okay, the guy in the spaceship over there's got some stuff.
But no, there was a thing I looked up the last project. Like I went and looked up how he wrote Riders on the Storm, and it's so interesting. You ought to check it out. It's on YouTube.
I know Robbie Krieger was a hell of a flamenco guitar. Hell, still is a flamenco guitar player.
Right.
They were a unique band. Love that stuff.
So this isn't a question here, but me now that we're on that kind of stuff, especially talking about flamenco guitar, let's talk about your first single, because now I don't know, should we talk about the first single and tell everybody what it is? Or?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Man, I know I had a blast redoing it.
Oh my God. Yep, can't go wrong with the classics.
The Rebel Yell.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
did that in
surprise, it's the Rebel Yell.
It's funny because Scotty's sitting outside. He's working. He's writing the lyrics down, listening to the original, and he looks at me and goes, "This is a love song." I went, "Wow!" And I read the lyrics, and it's a love song.
I never knew, because the chorus is so strong. Everybody knows. And the Rebel Yell, she cried more. But no, you don't. The words are so passionate. The line in it gets me. It sells me as, "I'd sell my soul just to have money to spend on you." If that ain't the strongest love song line ever, there's
just to burn.
I mean,
just to burn with you.
Yeah, just to spend a moment with you.
Yeah, it's like that really hit me, man, because I like the first song that's coming out for the Scotty Austin records, a love song, but it's Rebel Yell.
Yeah, we're releasing it on Valentine's Day too.
Yes, I know. That's what's cool about it.
We were up and down on which song to release first, and we're doing one cover for the record. We want to start out with that,
right.
And it is freaking badass too.
Man, I think it turned out really good.
It's unbelievable.
I'm excited for people to hear it, and I guess
I don't know if I should be offended or like honored when people go, "Is that you singing?" No. I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, that's me." What's that mean?
Well, it's funny. My brother Mackie, he said, "Hell, that son of a bitch sings it better than Billy Idol does." My brother's real redneck, but he's a very intelligent guy. He just talks like he's from Southeast Missouri, but he was just like Man, he sings it better than fucking original, and man, you well on that sumbitch. I mean, that was a great moment, and that I figured me as a producer, I feel like I captured that moment. And that's my definition of a producer, which all these other guys is, hey, good of a Pro Tools guy you are, but mine is capturing a moment and never letting it go.
I've worked with a lot of producers. I think you go above and beyond with production.
Oh,
which is what I like. A lot of people, especially when, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I'm a pseudo celebrity, so most people are afraid to tell me their opinion, or they just assume I already know what the fuck I'm doing, which I don't, because I'm like everybody else. I'm a fucking idiot. I sing songs for a living. Like I'm Peter Pan, man. So I do need some direction, somebody to be honest with me and then put their own insight into it. I mean, me and you work well together, I tell you. We have for years, but this is by far the best thing I've ever been a part of. And I was a part of Saving Abel, which everybody knows I'm a huge fan of. Obviously, I'm a gigantic Saving Abel fan, but this shit is better. Hands out.
I love it.
I don't know. Oh, if that offends anybody, fuck you.
I don't think that offends anybody.
I'm just kidding. But seriously, fuck you if you're offended.
I don't think anybody will be offended by that. I think, man, it's almost like to me, like the Saving Abel thing is a part of your history, and it's a part that was good. I mean, those guys are good guys, and
fuck, I love their music.
Man,
obviously I do. I sang it for a decade.
I just
proudly.
I mean, you can't help but
it's
love.
It's an honor to have that as a badge of honor.
Love silly old Scott Wilson. You gotta love that stuff.
I love all those guys. I mean, you gotta think how many. But we were playing 300 shows a year for 8 years.
Right.
So we've been through some ups and downs. We have fist fought. We've hugged it out, and people have been stabbed on the bus. That's not a joke. That's for real.
Oh, my God, man. Well, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that one. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, though, man. Hope you guys.
Well, the guy broke a guitar. He had it coming.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you can't break a guitar. It's not cool.
Well, he was trying to break up a fight between me and Jason.
Oh,
he broke a guitar. You don't ever get between brothers fighting.
No.
What the hell?
God dang it, man.
You need to turn that thing on silent.
I'm gonna turn it on silent. I thought I did. Hey man, can you lock that door over there?
The essence of rock and roll to me, rock and roll, it's like basketball. It's American as fuck. It's freedom as freaking get. Because at no point, it's so fluid. Do we care about the rules? Yeah. Right. Like everybody's wanting to shut everybody down for their opinion. Like, well, I mean, if I'm not pissing somebody off a little bit, I'm singing pop.
Right.
It's rock and roll.
Well, it's all about rebellion.
You can't worry about if it offends people.
No.
I think everybody's worried too much now. It's like, people offend me all the time. Just go to YouTube and read some of the fucking comments. Yeah. By the way, pisses on goats. Fuck you. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, you're not. But that's okay. That's okay too. Like, I think that's why we're doing this too.
But stuff.
Let it all hang out.
You got to let things. I think a lot of the musicians nowadays aren't as lucky as I am because I had such strict music teachers growing up. Mr. Wayne Wright was my band teacher,
right?
And he was brutal, But and my mom was even rougher. First person ever told me I sucked at music was my mom. You know why she told me that? Because I did. And I cried. I was in middle school. I'd recorded my first original record ever. And I had her hear it. She goes, son, if you think this is good, you need to stop now. And I heard my feelings. She's like, hey, if you plan on doing this for strangers, they're going to say a lot meaner things than I'm saying to you.
Right.
Because they don't love you. So, you got to be able to be free, and it's art. You got to wear your emotions on your sleeves and not be afraid of how it makes you look or.
Right. I think you're the master at that stuff. I mean, just not giving a damn about what people think, and I think that's the secret to it. Is like, I mean,
I have been a constant fuck up most of my life, so it's like, I'm not a politician. I'm not going to lie to cover up my stupidity.
Right.
Hell, I can't. I've done most of it publicly.
And I've done a lot of that with you.
I don't drink whiskey anymore because
Right.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm that guy at the bar goes, which one of you guys want to kick my ass? I'm going to find one of you that does.
Yo, I'm the guy who wants to fight everybody too, and that's the problem. Is like I mean, the problem definitely is wanting to get in a fight. My son's asking how the podcast is going.
Well, it's going wonderful. Me and you
We're
could
not
talk.
live.
Me and you could talk for days anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we should talk as much as we can because I think people getting to know you and knowing this because this is How do you feel about going solo? Your solo career? I mean, how do you feel about it? I mean, you're feeling good, ain't you?
I'm feeling great.
And you got a lot of shows, tours booked. You got a tour booked already and stuff for the spring. And I know I saw a lot of dates on there. And
yeah, I actually do have a tour booked. I haven't let out of the bag yet, but I'm releasing that the day the single comes out. We are going to have a tour.
Right.
We've got 15, 16 states on it so far. I will be adding more dates.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's a lot. Are you hitting Missouri?
Yeah.
We're at Missouri.
Branson.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 days in Branson. One of my great friends over there has a
Really?
badass theater.
Really? That's awesome.
It's the only place we're doing 2 dates at.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome, man. Well, hell, man. I mean, Branson's all the way across from where I'm from. I mean, it's,
Yeah. Well, I did a lot of playing in your area growing up, or like Poplar Bluff,
Oh, yeah.
Cape Girardeau.
You played a lot like there with Micah and that bunch.
Well, you called me in to be their heavy hitter.
Man, I tell you, there's some people that you don't understand why they just didn't do better. And it was one of them. He had the whole world by the balls there for a second.
Yeah, he had a badass band too.
Badass.
But that's
band.
probably why he couldn't do it, because he had 7 people. How do you feed 7 people in a band that's coming up? You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, these bands, that's why you guys see these bands out there. Go see them. Hell, give them $20, especially these up-and-coming bands, because they're probably hungry.
Right.
And they're willing to starve for their art. And that's love right there.
But the good thing is about
And
it
you
is-
never know. They'll be the next Foo Fighters.
Right.
You know, so
You don't
and they'll
know.
remember that damn $20 guaranteed. Well, not everybody. Some people turn into dicks. But the ones that make it to the top, they don't make it to the top because they're assholes.
Right. That's what I tell everybody.
They make it to the middle being an
They
asshole.
ask me about who's the biggest dickhead you've ever worked with, and I really don't remember any big dickheads I worked with, or you know what I mean. I'm sure there's ones you've toured with.
Well, I've had some confrontations with people, but
What?
that was me and Western Puddle of Mud. We've tied up a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I like him, and hell, he was a drug addict then. I was a drug addict a long time ago. I can understand.
Right. Yeah, that's a big thing, man. Because I've done my share.
He tried to get me arrested.
He tried to get you arrested.
Yeah.
Why?
I have no clue.
Wes
Well, I
did?
can tell you the exact story. I mean, it's when
Yeah, let's hear
he
it.
shut down his. I think you can go to their original Instagram, and the last post they made was him live saying that I was dealing pot by the ton off of my bus illegally, and he wanted the cops to raid me, and that I'd stole his backpack once they got up there to get his backpack too. I don't know. Like, I'm like I sing rock and roll. You think I'm fucking selling pot?
I mean, what?
Yeah, but he did. He went. So I shared the video on our page because we thought it was hilarious, and then we took it down because he was having a rough time in life right then, because it happens to all of us. That's being an artist that's in the light. It's hard because every fucking body has ups and downs.
Yeah. Well,
It's like DMX said, he's like, if I'm having a bad day, I can't even leave the house, because as soon as I walk out the door, I belong to the world.
right.
So every time you do something good or bad, it's taken literal.
Well,
You can't be in a bad mood, just got off the phone arguing with somebody, and somebody walks up to you and you'd be like, please, just leave me alone for a second. Because then they're going to get right on the internet. That guy's a fucking asshole.
Right.
And they're going to do it for years.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people still do that to me. Bands do, because they, back in the day, I was in a bad mood half the time because I was married to somebody I was miserable with.
Well, bands do it to producers and managers and agents all the time because that's a lot easier than taking responsibility for your own failure.
Right.
You know. Well, hell, when I was young, when you think when you get a record deal, the work is over. That's the exact opposite.
I agree.
And most new bands, that's what they do. They want to just start partying, hanging out with chicks, and doing drugs and playing the rock star lifestyle rather than
Dakota, come on in here,
hey,
man.
what's up, man? Rather than actually hammering down and doing the work.
Right.
So I blew a few. Hell with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Dakota Poorman, what's going on, man?
Scotty Austin,
What's up, man?
the alien.
Yeah, man.
Dakota Portman.
Got your beard
I thought you'd come in later this afternoon.
No, man, I got here as quick as I can. Want to see my buddy.
Come on, sit down, man.
Have a seat. Join us. We're having a podcast here.
Having a podcast.
Well, we're trying to.
He's got me in here telling stories.
Ooh, only the best. The best.
No, that's good though. Dakota's here, man. We ain't got any headphones for you, but I don't think you really need any.
I'm good.
I mean, we're all sitting here just talking.
Actually, I got a couple of gigs for you out east on the East Coast if you want.
I'd love it.
Because they asked me for some country bands. They're doing a country festival. If I knew any, I'm like, absolutely, I do.
There you go.
So what'd you do this weekend?
We ain't got engaged, buddy.
Went and got engaged.
I
Oh,
did, man.
Oh, congratulations. I'm a happily married man.
Hey,
My wife is my best friend.
well, let me tell you this. Romantic success has a lot to do with the woman that he chooses to have in his life.
Oh, hell yeah. My
It's
woman's
like
smarter
Tiffany with you.
by far smarter
microphone's
than
already
me.
on.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, my wife is much smarter than me.
Get a little closer.
Well,
Hell, that's why I'm able to do a solo, I think, now, is because I have her strength behind me. It helps.
It does help.
Well, I put it this way: since mine moved here to Nashville with the kids, whatever, I've made 5 times more money. So
Well, I didn't even
Weird,
sing
right?
until I had my
That's
first
weird.
kid. I didn't even sing until Graydon was born. I was a guitar player, but I just got tired of, being a guitar player. Singers are fickle and it's hard to keep a gig and you can't keep a steady
And they're
gig.
few
And
and
I'm
far
like,
between.
well,
too.
that's why I was like, I'm going to start singing. That way, if I ever leave, my fucking voice goes with me.
right.
So yeah. Being a family man is the whole reason I'm here.
Well, it'll kick you into gear more, Dakota. I mean, I think it did me. I mean,
Oh, I think
Well-
for sure for me, it's definitely. I mean, everyone can see it now. It's like you've stepped up.
Well, you trimmed your beard.
I trimmed the beard.
Got him looking pretty.
I got my hair. My hair's all trimmed.
no
up.
mullet.
Got his hair
No
did.
more mullet.
No more mullet,
No more
man.
mullet.
He
The
looks
mullet
like
man is gone.
he looks like a man now.
I look like I look like a guy who
Maybe you cut your fighting hair off.
But
Looks more like he's going to pull me over than kick my ass now.
this is I know this is why we're doing this podcast. Is we sit around and bullshit all the time anyway. So it's like, why not go ahead and get it all on video, and record it, because it's like,
Hey, if Joe Rogan can do it, we can do it.
well, man, then I got some. Well, we are going to take a left turn into Bigfoot territory because he lives up in
Washington.
Washington State. So have you seen Bigfoot?
I mean, I've gone to Walmart. I've seen pretty big feet. Some of those people out there.
So Scotty, have you ran into Bigfoot?
No, but my old drummer swears we did. Up
Really?
in the Pacific Northwest somewhere. I don't know because once you get up there, you realize it could definitely exist because there's
Right.
so much of just nothingness, like across the Snake River Basin, Southern Ohio, and Idaho and such, which I don't know if you've ever been there. If you haven't, you should, because it's one of the prettiest places in the world.
Oh man, I camped
The
up
Snake
there.
River Basin.
Well, I didn't, not there exactly. I was up around north of Darrington, Washington, is where I went to look for Bigfoot. But where Monster Quest held their investigation, So, and that's beautiful up there, man. I mean, it's all I can say is I was about a 30%.
You're not alone
Percent believer
when you think that you are.
until I went up there, and I'm about a 70-80% believer not because of what I saw, because of what I didn't see. You know, I mean,
I don't know if it's real or not, but I tell you, if you've ever spent the night in the woods alone, that shit is freaky. You'll come up with all kinds of shits out there. You're like,
Especially when you sit there and it's dead quiet. And
it
then
ain't
all of a
dead
sudden-
quiet. That's the problem. You hear that limb.
Oh yeah, the one snap. You're like, and then all of a sudden, like the crickets go quiet, the frogs go quiet, the birds stop chirping.
well, now where I was, man, there wasn't no crickets or birds or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just nothing.
Nothingness.
In the middle of a rainforest, in the middle of Washington. I don't know what's out there, but whatever it is, it's eating or scaring or something. The freaking whatever the fuck's out there. I'm telling you,
What the fuck is out there?
Well,
I'm telling you, man.
we went squatching out in
Squatching, which is so funny because
so Seattle.
We-
Was it?
yeah,
Oh Lord.
we I was about to get you a sign on the way here. I was in Pigeon Forge,
Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We went out to the
I love it over
the
there.
Margaritaville Highland Resort place and whatnot. And we stopped and got breakfast, and there was like a little side store to the breakfast place, and it said, "Those who don't believe in Sasquatch need to leave." And it was like a sign. So I was gonna get it for you and put it on the wall. But I was like, $35. That's too much for a sign.
I mean,
Amazon that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Amazon that shit.
$4.
I
Yep.
can see their total. If you don't believe in Sasquatch, get the fuck out of here. You know? I mean, I think that's a little dramatic, but you know,
I mean, hey Jackson, look up when we discovered the silverback ape. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
We didn't even know it existed. It was a
Really?
myth. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more recent than you expect.
It died. I show up, it dies.
we have a GoPro dead in here, man.
You're gonna look up when we discovered the silverback gorilla on YouTube?
Yeah, you look. Just Google that shit.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll get the other here in a minute. We got this thing doing everything too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot more recent than you would expect.
Silverback gorilla discovery.
You're gonna be surprised.
1902.
1902.
Didn't even fucking exist, and they live in packs, and don't even migrate.
Wow, that is.
19
It's an 800-pound damn primate that we didn't know existed
Is that
until 100 years ago.
is that the Amazon or is that in Africa, guys?
In India?
Honestly, I don't know. I think
Where's
India,
the silverback
maybe?
gorilla
Where's that?
reside?
Asia.
It's got a well,
And
It says like Congo and Uganda.
the Congo.
Yeah, Uganda.
So,
So
yeah,
that's
South
Africa.
America. Right?
yeah,
I never really paid
No,
attention.
Congo's in Africa.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Congo's in
Congo's
Africa.
in Africa.
Congo's in Africa.
Yeah.
The Dominican Republic. But
But what
if
is
there- if
that?
there is one that's just a little bit smarter, they could definitely avoid us.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't have to be much smarter because, well, we're fucking stupid. And
Well,
scared
we
to
go
death.
looking for it.
We're scared to death of the woods too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a handful of us, but nobody believes those fucking weirdos. You know, I mean, shit. That's like believing me to help you with your taxes.
Yeah.
It's
Or willing to
not
help
going to
with your
bode well
taxes.
for you, but I'm down to do it.
How old is the oldest gorilla ever?
Well, how the hell do they know that?
Yeah, right.
Well,
Jane
there-
Goodall told him.
There's some pretty good footage of this one that was just the sighting that was just happened this last year. It was on that show Unexplained with Jordan
And
Peterson.
my old drummer, he goes to the conventions. He goes to Sasquatch conventions and such.
But no, like
His father did it before
Like this,
him. I mean, he's a generational believer.
this sighting, though, it looks like here. Can we see that there?
Oh, that one right there.
Yeah, I like this guy.
All right. Get your commercial out of here.
Get your commercial out of here.
While there's no conclusive proof Bigfoot exists,
Oh, is that the one looking through the trees?
Now check this out.
check it out. Hickory, North Carolina, August
Imagine that, North Carolina.
Navi.
Navi.
I used to dance under that
Navi?
name.
I used to dance under that name, Navi.
Nobby.
Navi to the main stage.
Now to the stage, Navi.
And on deck, rusty bicycle.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's
If you got $40, Navi will give you a Navi.
I think that's a pretty I wouldn't say solid side. It depends because somebody could be. My son is 6'6", so I told him, I said, you know, we already
Get a
do.
gorilla suit.
Get a Bigfoot suit and have him walk across our land back there. You know, so when we had the farm back
He
in
go get his
Missouri.
ass shot in Missouri.
No, just video him walking across there,
Somebody go try to tag him.
and then we can set up a Bigfoot store. I mean, you know, like a Bigfoot, like, you know,
Pop-up
side store.
merch.
Yeah, merch store.
There's a comedy movie called The Sasquatch Gang. Super funny.
Is
Did you
it?
see that?
No, is it? Then we'll look.
Well, they were like, everybody's tried to fake Sasquatch feet. So they tried to fake some Sasquatch poop. So
Jesus.
Oh my!
and they
God.
ended up turning into a big ordeal. So they was trying to sell it and, you know, to generate money and
Like
hilarious
the girl
movie.
that farts in the jar and
It's
sells
made,
that.
it's made by the guy that did Napoleon Dynamite, I believe.
Oh, God.
Hilarious movie.
What is it called?
The Sasquatch Gang.
A Sasquatch game.
You should check it out.
The
Freaking hilarious.
Sasquatch Gang.
I mean, it's like a 1-star comedy. It's so stupid. But that's my kind of shit right there.
Well, that's the thing is like you know, to talk about Bigfoot. It's like it's very intriguing to me because I'm gonna tell you, there was this guy in a band, real serious guy. If he watches this, I'm sure he will. That I can't say his name because I promised him I wouldn't tell anybody. He's like one of those guys that he's a joker. He definitely is a joker, but he's not a big storyteller or bullshitter. And when me and him sitting there talking, we're doing guitars, you know how that fucking long day of guitars is going. He said, man, I'll tell you something, but you can't tell anybody I told you. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, man, I was walking down there toward, I can't give it away, but his town out there in Missouri has a Pizza Hut. Of all things. He said, I'm walking right. He goes in that. He said, if some bitch cut right across the road. And he just looks at me. He's one of them guys that wants to go in a bar and he beats the hell out of a lot of people. He's one of them roughnecks, you know. And he goes, I've never been so terrified in my life. His thing was 10 foot tall. And he goes, it was real. And he goes, Bigfoot is real. He goes, I know because I saw it myself. And to have him say that, but he's like, don't ever tell anybody I told you this shit, though.
You're not going to believe me.
Well, it's not that. He don't want people to think he's crazy, you know. 'cause
Well, I mean,
people-
he is a musician. He already think you're crazy.
Oh, he already is crazy.
Yeah,
He's,
come
he's
on.
a good dude. He's a good dude. He just, you know, I know he's made a fortune at the stock market and stuff lately, you know. So I haven't reached out to him.
Well, if you made a fortune in the stock market,
well, he's a smart guy.
who gives a shit what people think about you?
Right?
Right.
That'd be like Jeff Bezos going, there's
Like, yeah,
aliens on the
Bigfoot's
moon.
real. Suck my ass.
Right?
Well,
If we got rich in the stock market, why ain't he out there trying to prove it?
Right?
man, I don't know.
There was this
I
one
think
night
he's
by
got
the
better
So many,
time.
there's so many good movies. What was that other one about? What Strange Wilderness was it? Where they was
Strange Wilderness.
looking for Bigfoot. They were going to film him, but when they found him, they all freaked out and shot him dead. And then they tried to stage that he hung himself.
Oh God!
Or like when Harry meets the Hendersons.
He walked out of the
What?
cave. He walked out of the cave. He was like, "Oh!" They're like, "He's attacking!"
Kill him! Run!
And then they shot him dead. They tried to stage it after the whole movie was about them trying to find it because the guy had a lead on it, and they did,
Right.
and ended up accidentally killing him. Like,
Wow.
that's pretty much what we would do as humans, anyway.
Like, oh,
We're
now
jackasses.
we're gonna sell it for money.
Well, the whole thing is the government keeps Bigfoot under lock and key because of the national forest. Think about it. Look how much lumber we get from Washington State. You know, you can see right now the environmentalists be like, "Well, you're destroying their habitat."
Well,
you know?
watch this. Hey, Jameson, will you look up how big the Okanagan
I'm not-
forest?
He's not
I'm
Jason.
not-
Jackson.
Oh, Jackson, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry. I don't know why I said that. Jackson, will you look up how big the Okanagan forest and the what is it? Rainier National Forest. Just the acreage. It's
That's
ridiculous.
where we went out there one time. We played in Seattle, and then we drove on up to the coast and just camped out.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking up into the woods to look for Sasquatch for my buddy. It's a good time. And there's so it could absolutely live there because the bays out there
3.8 million acres
for that one.
for that one forest. That's just one, and there's multiple in Washington.
Hey, look up how many.
But
It's
the
just
food was
gigantic.
the food is. I mean, really up there because
Kentucky,
when
Kentucky. You'll see how big the national forest is.
when we camped out there on the coast and those the bay is like where I don't know the inlets and stuff that come in off the Pacific. I mean, we just walked out into the water and it's just full of oysters, just everywhere. And the otters there eating. There's just so much food, just right there.
Oysters,
We just ate and then
crab.
we'd eat it and run out and we just go out and get more. Yeah, we just dropped out crab traps and just kept putting it on the grill and just
Where's this at?
Washington.
the Washington
Out there on the coast.
Well, damn, I want to go there, man. Y'all make me
2.1
hungry.
million acres.
Yeah, it was a good time.
2.1 million acres just in Kentucky.
Yeah, we did not see any Sasquatch while we were out there, but we did see some people's homes that you did not want to approach.
You don't walk into those.
Yeah, no, it's like, whoa, what is this big rusty tin fence for?
With
it's
these
a compound.
cameras.
It's a compound in the mountains.
And barbed wire.
And barbed wire. Like the lock looked 80 years old, but that camera looked like about 2 months old.
Hey, Jackson, look up the Blue Mountains acres. Like how big is the Blue Mountains? And that borders Oregon and Washington.
I've been there. I think I've been there. Darren Jones took me out there. Me, him, and Big John. I'm thinking, Big John, yeah.
It's just getting close to the
Blue Mountains National Forest.
The Redwood Forest. So is that getting close to that? Well, it's north of it. It comes on down into that, right? The Oregon, California coast.
It's off to the right.
402 miles.
So it's 4,400 and what?
4,402 miles.
Square miles?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Square miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do that in acres
Yeah.
because that would be probably.
But hey, do that. How many acres is that? Do some math on that. Good
Just
old Google.
take the square miles and just go to put to acres.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see how much that is.
4,000.
2,817,000.
280.
Almost 3 million.
Jeez.
That's 2,817,000.
20. So 20.
200.
Almost
287 million.
Yeah.
2 million, right?
No, 287 million.
Oh, I can't see. That's why I got my glasses on.
Is it?
No,
Is it
it's-
two?
It's 2,817,200.
So
Okay,
20.
I can see
Yeah.
that.
So 2.8 million acres.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 million acres.
Right there. 3
And that
million
just
acres
one-
in
that's
that
just
one
one.
little corner, and then
that's-
you have the
just had
3
the-
million.
right above it.
Yeah. So
I mean, there's plenty of room for us.
Yeah, they're saying we're overpopulated.
right.
What a goddamn hoax that is.
That's
It's like,
bullshit.
well, there's a 3 million acres sitting there. Everybody had a half an acre.
I
They
wonder
could
how
grow
they
a garden
figure-
and feed their family.
How they figure that we're overpopulated? I mean, what?
Well, that's got to obviously be the people that own all the land.
Yeah, when they're going,
Yeah.
we can't build any more houses on the land. We can't. Sorry.
Well, if you fly out west, you can just look down and see how much open range there is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real.
But a lot of it's
Wyoming,
inhospitable.
What's that?
Montana.
Oh, it's beautiful out there.
Kansas is
I-
fucking huge.
I have a friend that has a buffalo ranch in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and we play out there quite a bit just because it's so fantastic out there. I feel like a real cowboy riding horses across it. But all I could think is, I don't know how people got out there the first time because it's just you have to get lucky to come across water.
Yeah. Other than or a creek.
Yeah, when you do, it's like, well, we're building a house here.
Yeah.
but we go build it out of there's no trees.
So have y'all been watching that 18? Is it 1883?
1883.
I have not,
You are.
The
but I
spin-off
love
of
Sam
Yellowstone.
It's interesting, man, because I mean that's some of the first settlers who went. I don't know if it's the first settlers, but some of the settlers that went out there, and man, it's crazy. I mean, the shit you had to go through. I mean, not only did you have Indians, but you had these guys wanting to rob you. You know, just rob you.
Yeah.
Just
Just because.
just so they can get whatever they can out of you. And it's like, and then
Rustlers and
how do you get
whatnot.
across the rivers? They didn't have no damn bridges back then, man. That's
Yeah,
the
to
big
wade.
shit.
You had to start up at the top and just make your way down to
Just
the river.
look for a shallow spot.
Yeah.
Up and down the river.
I mean, to me, that's usually when out
Hell, how
west.
did they
You
get
know,
across the Mississippi the first time?
out west.
Think about it this way: you got that same
I guess they
dilemma
went
trying to
up.
get across. Nowadays, it's like, oh my Keurig's clogged up. How do I clean it? That's where we're at in this day and age.
Right. But I was saying, people out in California, though. I mean,
I like.
and I'm not talking bad about people in California at all. I'm just saying those folks, if they're from there, or you're from Washington, or you're from that area, up and down that coast, man, you got to think, man, your ancestors are these crazy motherfuckers who
They didn't stop.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck.
They didn't stop until they had to. My family got to Tennessee and they're like, damn, look at all these whitetail. We're going to stop here.
Yeah.
Well, too, though, here was where the whiskey was being made, too. So you got to kind of look at your relatives like they like to party. You know, I think people who stopped in Tennessee, definitely their ancestors were more
What is it? You just got to look
More-
up the
more like,
Daniel
you know-
Boone story.
right.
I mean, if you look at the history of Kentucky and Tennessee, they said that you couldn't look up without seeing wildlife, buffalo and everything. Here, where we're at right now. I mean, of course, we've killed it all,
Yeah.
everything, and now they've relocated they try to relocate a few wolves, and farmers keep killing them. So it's like,
Yeah.
get on here, start killing my
hit 'em.
chickens. You're a dead ass wolf, so you can't blame them for that. It's
Yeah.
just tradition for them, but.
I
I mean,
hit
you
a
wouldn't have to
Timberwolf.
go any further. Plus, this was Native American territory, and it was their hunting grounds. They didn't want our dumbasses here killing their shit. And you know how we are. I mean, we don't take care of stuff, so we make it look like hell. It ain't like
Right.
we're protecting the environment.
Yeah.
And just look at any old west town; it's just a mud pit.
So, speaking of all that, that Randall Carlson thing we were watching today. I mean, about Atlantis, but what about what was here? Just nothing. There's nobody. You
Oh,
can't
no, there's
tell me.
millions of people here.
That's what I'm saying. Like they act like this place, like the United States, we just came over here.
And we just built.
I don't know about the migration thing over and all that stuff. I think that's horseshit too.
Well, it's really close up there when you get to. I mean, if you look, Alaska and Russia are really fucking close, man.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's like
they were touching toes.
it's really close.
It's just that one, and it freezes over every once in a while when you drive across it, right?
Well, that's
No, not that
was
part.
Like it was supposed to be
Oh,
like
I
when
thought it did.
during the Ice Age, I guess it built up and lowered the water levels. Don't quote me on this because I'm not a fucking scientist, but it lowered the water levels and made the land bridge visible, and that's when they crossed, and then the water levels raised back up and trapped them here, supposedly. I don't know why I even said that because I must have read it somewhere
But
or made that shit up.
I had a dream. No,
I
I
don't know.
read the
Either
same
I
thing.
made it up or
Here's my problem,
It sounds
though.
legit. I'll take it. I'll accept it.
Here's my problem with that, though. Like, if you don't know what's on the other side of the ice bridge, why would you go across the ice bridge?
Food. If a herd goes across it, I mean, we were following migrating herds. Hell, we
Oh,
did
I
that
got
up
you.
until we got here, until we got guns.
Yeah.
And they were, following bison,
Yeah.
moose, anything, any kind of herd
Elk.
animal.
They're all herding animals. Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
we had to migrate with them because that was their food source.
Right. I
We
guess.
didn't.
you're
We
gonna
hadn't
go
figured
where
out
the
how to
food
pin them
source
in
is.
yet.
Well, that 1883, it's funny you said that because that 1883 show, they have a whole herd of freaking longhorns that they're taking with them as they go across the country. I mean, that seemed like it would be a pretty big bitch, I
My
mean,
buddy Dan, he's got that ranch out in Cheyenne. It's like I think it was 26,000 acres or something like that. He has a whole herd of elk that live on a 200 head herd of elk that live on his land because it's big enough. They stay there. They're just
And they don't go anywhere because they're not pressured.
they don't like
When we were in Montana, we were hunting DNR land that was adjacent and willed onto this ranching cattle
was-
company.
great hunting there.
They said that they had a herd of 1,200 elk that just stayed on their property. They'd graze during the summer and they'd go up
You
top
guys have a
during
lot
the
of them
winter.
up there. We pulled up one time in our bus. We just had to stop because a whole herd was just across the road laying down on the
But
one
how in the
pavement.
hell do they eat? How can
And
a herd like
dumbass
that
fucking
eat?
people out there trying to take pictures of them
Jackson.
out of their car. They're like, man, that's a pile of fucking wild ass animals with spikes on their head, and you're
Yeah.
out there with your fucking cell phone.
Come here, Jenny, take a photo. As she gores her to death.
Oh,
Action Jackson.
Action Jackson. I like that.
Action Jackson. No, he's called like hell.
Gonna change his name to Jameson.
I was like, even I thought about it on the way in here. I was like, oh, it's Jackson's there.
For those of you who don't know, Jameson used to work for me. We are not an enemy of Jameson. We love Jameson.
Hell no, he played on my record.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome, man. He just, he's a heavy metal guy, man. He's a hardcore guy.
He worked great. He played the shit out of a couple of songs on my record.
Damn good job.
But I'm a rocker, so not everything I do is mechanical metal.
Right. He's really good. I'm trying to get him a gig with this band that was thrown at me. I'm trying to get him a gig doing it. At least recording it. I think he'd do a great job recording it.
Shit, he could play.
No,
he needs to be in somebody's band.
Yeah.
He's a mean ass metal player.
Yeah, he is a really good player. Good player.
I don't know if he would take a band gig.
Probably doesn't be the right one.
Probably not now. Hey man,
No, hell no, I ain't drinking that. I drink Miller Lite.
hey,
I'll get my own beer.
Can you grab me a water, man? Yeah. And somebody grab me those aspirin all the thing. How you been, Dakota?
Good, man. We taking a break or what?
No.
We leave it rolling. So how you been?
Good, man.
So how was East Tennessee?
Weird.
Dude, I was
It's
like,
cool though.
I was like, why are they going over there, man? I mean,
Well, her friend now lives in Knoxville, and so I secretly flew her out Thursday, just because her birthday was the 1st. Her best friend's birthday is the 7th, so I flew her out here as a Christmas present to spend her birthday with her best friend. Well, I flew out at midnight, Friday, and landed here, and then drove there and surprised her. Yeah.
so she didn't know you was coming?
Nope.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I want to say, but I can't say that. But I can't say that. Well, mine's getting more beautiful every day, and I'm getting older every day. So there you go. But that's what happens when mine's entirely too young for me, so it's okay. That's okay. I think it's about as good as I'm gonna go, though. I mean, I ain't gonna get any lower than that. I ain't, But no, we're doing good. We just, she's opening a doggy daycare.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to buy a house. It's just a lot of stuff going on at once. Got that Miller Lite? You need a beer?
Well, I mean, sure.
We grab another beer there.
Thanks, honey.
I'm not a beer guy, but hey, Jackson, if you could bring me some of my.
I'm not a beer guy. I'm a Miller Lite guy. Yeah, I got my Miller tattoo. Look at that shit.
My Miller.
That's one of my favorite tattoos because it's hilarious.
You want to join? Do you want to? Oh, okay. Nope.
Well, we haven't talked about the.
Cheers, man.
There you go. But now, one thing we haven't been talking about though, and the elephant in the room is aliens.
Well, you're sitting in front of us. How can we talk about it?
I think I was abducted as a kid.
Do you really?
I don't know. But I did.
Adopted by the Appalachians.
But I did wake up outside in the middle of the road with the blanket locked out of our house that you could only lock from the inside. Had to bang on the doors, have my mom let me in.
Really?
Yeah, she never knew how I got out there or nothing.
Sleepwalk.
We couldn't get outside.
Well,
We couldn't lock the door from outside the house, and the door was locked behind me. Without a key, of course.
What? The door was locked from the inside?
Yeah.
Well, can't you just open the door and lock it and then shut it and lock?
No, I guess not back then. I think she was, I don't know, dead bolting. Whatever. I woke up in the goddamn street.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're out
And now
there,
I'm weird as hell, so.
So you're out there worship. Have you been abducted?
No. Not that I know of.
Yeah. I played
I did
concerts.
wake
I've
up.
definitely
I
seen
did
some
wake up
aliens
one
at my
morning. My
concerts.
butt was a little squishy for some stuff in it, but I don't know if I was probed or not.
That's not abduction. That's molestation. I don't know what you guys call it in the West, but out East, that's molestation.
Can't rape the willing.
I think it's great that our government's coming out with the let us know that what was their statement when during the election? Because nobody paid attention. Was we do have alien, we do have aircraft from some other place,
and that was just shoved under the rug.
Yeah, and nobody paid attention to it. But the government really said it. The Pentagon said that we do have vehicles from. How do we say? That's not
Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
They said that.
Yeah.
Yes,
They have vehicles.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nobody paid attention to it because of the
Election.
No
election.
wonder that we've gotten so advanced.
Which is funny because Joe Rogan came out and said it himself. He goes, and they just said it's real.
Well, I mean, they released those videos a couple of years back
Well, the
where they
thing about
saying
it
that it
is,
was
man,
just as fast underwater as above water. It was like hitting the water, and like that would break our vehicles to pieces.
Yeah.
It'd be like hitting
It's
a
like
brick
concrete.
wall.
Yeah.
but what would be scary about it, guys, is if some other country had that weapon.
Well, that's more realistic, to be honest.
No, but I'm saying though, if some other country has that technology, we're fucked.
Oh, they do. They just don't tell us. There was a video of a drone that went from 0 to like 60 miles an hour within like 0.6 seconds. So it's like, is it a drone? Is it military? What is
We're
it?
fucked in 20 years anyway because we're breeding a goddamn country of pussies.
Entitled.
I mean,
pussies.
fucking, like China, they've made it illegal for effeminate boys to even be on TV. So what they're doing is they're training a generation of soldiers.
Yeah.
So why else? So in 18 years, we're fucked.
Yeah, they're
We're
gonna
walking
come.
around
They're
with
gonna come
man
at us with
buns and
their M4s and shit. We're gonna hit them with our
TikTok
Starbucks
videos,
cups.
and they're fucking over there doing push-ups and shit.
And here we're doing TikTok videos.
It's just facts right there. That ain't. I mean,
It's not bullshit. It's facts.
history repeats itself, and anytime people
Dude,
get
in
that,
Russia, there's schooling for them to disassemble guns. Like they show them how to disassemble guns in school.
we have safe spaces. If your feelings are hurt,
Yeah.
I'm not being political because I don't
That's
give a
the
fuck
truth.
about your politics. It don't matter who's in charge, Democrats or Republicans. I'm going to break the fucking law because I'm a goddamn rock and roller. I don't give a fuck about your laws.
I'm Scotty motherfucking Austin.
Well, man,
Facts.
it worries me though when people talk like that. I gotta say, to be honest with you, it's because I have kids that you have young ones too. I mean, mine, well, they turn 7 next week, so. But my youngest, it is scary. It is scary, but I don't know about the whole male feminine thing. Being outlawed. So that's communism like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I didn't say it was fucking right. I'm just saying that's the reality of what's going on.
I didn't say you said it's right. I was just saying, man, it's just kind of that is communism at its finest. But also too, if you look at history, talking about history repeating itself, the China people, man, are usually win.
They're not going away. They've been here for over 2,000 years.
They've been here for a while.
Jesus.
And to be honest,
As
they're
actual China.
yeah, they're more advanced than we'll ever be, in my opinion. They had some
I don't
machines
know, man.
before we even had them.
Well, we're going to clear something up.
The fact that they hate
We're
them said-
motherfucking America.
Yep.
Period.
yeah.
Right.
And at the same time, when we have to scramble to find the jet that crashed into the water before China gets it, that's when you know you fucked up.
Well, they just did that. They just killed that ISIS leader, and apparently we had to blow up a helicopter again, just like before with Osama bin Laden. They had to blow up another helicopter because of a botched landing or something. I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, though.
Look at these helicopters. Like, damn, yo, reckon the
I'm
shit
not
out of
going to
these.
get into politics. I'll say this much, though, man. I mean, there was a lot of collateral damage on that one.
Yeah.
A lot, but you don't see that in the news much.
Because it's not the narrative.
Right, but if it was Trump, they'd be all over it, you know, and that's just the truth, you know.
It's Trump's fault the plane crashed in the water.
It doesn't matter. It's like everybody just needs to chill out about everything. It's like,
Love thy neighbor.
I honestly, I gotta be honest. I think what happened was we didn't have a common enemy. That's why they always try to have a common enemy that we can somewhere else to draw people together. Because then it's like, oh, we got too much time to look at your neighbors. Like, I don't fucking like you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they always had a common enemy. There's a bigger threat than than this guy. You know.
Right. Well,
And now we've set a long time without an actual war. I mean, you know, of course, me saying that is really easy for me to say because I haven't been over there fighting.
right.
You know, knowing that the people that have, they would probably see it way differently.
Yeah.
So if I offend anybody with that, I do want to apologize because I support my military 1,000%.
Oh, I do too. And collateral damage is part of it. I mean, it's terrible to say, but
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
but it's easy to say from here.
if me and you
Yeah,
were plotting to blow up something, if me and you were
Jesus.
no, but I'm saying, but I'm
Where
saying,
is this podcast going?
no, I'm saying,
Jackson, left
all
turn.
all of a sudden, man, you know, they've got to kill us, so blow the building up, and poor Jackson, poor Dakota, and his little ladies in there, freaking, you know, it's just the way it is, you know, it's the way.
All
it is.
because
My
Scotty had to
headset just
talk.
quit.
What's
I
that?
think we unplugged the headset somehow. I just died.
Jackson, goddamn it,
I didn't call him out. And he's like, okay, I'll just. Oh, here we go. I got it.
you good?
Yeah, was it?
That's
It's short. Oh, this is a short. Hey, now my right side's working.
Oh wow, that's all it was. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Jackson, what the fuck's up with that, man? God damn.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, we're not plotting to blow things up, guys.
Well, it's
so
like
it doesn't
it's gonna be
matter.
like if you're a celebrity and you have a car wreck. It's like whatever the celebrity's name and 6 others perished. Like
Paul
the
Walker.
fucking others. You know, it's like, damn, that sucks.
I thought he got killed by himself.
I was just trying to make light.
Okay.
Make light of a car crash
All right.
by personalizing it. Good one.
What can
Let's
I
put
say?
a face and name to this.
Fast and Furious. Sorry, I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay.
I don't think you hurt his feelings.
He'd be like, yeah, I was going too fast.
Talking about America, you know, Dakota's first single was American Made. We did pretty good. We charted pretty good. And,
I like it. Hey, if any of my fans are out here listening, check his stuff out. I dig it. I assume you will. It's good ass Southern rock.
yeah.
My fans like Southern rock. I mean,
No fucks given country.
yeah, well,
Pretty much.
I mean,
stuff.
that's hell. I'd be a country singer if my balls wasn't so big.
It's ACDC country.
ACD. It's, what do we call it? It's redneck rock.
Yeah.
Redneck rock.
Yeah, man. It's a
Yeah, I guess so because you're up. It's not Southern rock.
It's blue collar.
Yeah,
Blue collar rock.
we definitely did
it's good shit. Needless to say, it's good stuff. Check it out.
We definitely
It's got a
didn't
great voice.
Listen to other records to
brother.
make his record, and his
You know, I didn't even notice
We got
it because
some
I didn't
wild
listen
shit
to
on
it
it.
because I'm an asshole until he said he came in here and picked up an acoustic guitar and sang. And I'm like, holy shit, you got a great voice. He's like, I'm not even trying. I'm like, that's where you should be then. That's just fucking great. Don't try.
Don't try.
Keep doing that. I was very impressed.
Well, thank you.
you know
Of course, he's my label mate, you know,
So is Scotty. So
so we got to support each other.
that's right, man. Because I mean, when it all boils down to it, we're all going to the same place.
yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know,
In a
we
positive way. In a positive way.
I make rock and roll, but and he makes Southern rock, but or country, I guess nowadays. But we're patriots, and that keeps us together. And that's not political. We're just fucking Americans. We like to deer hunt, fucking
Drink Miller Lite.
drink Miller Lite, raise hell, maybe smoke some weed here and there.
There you go.
Nobody's gonna recognize me with my
With
my
your
mohawk
glasses.
down and my glasses on. Hell, your son came in yesterday, and he's like, "Hi, I'm."
Scotty.
He's like, "Oh, it's you." I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. I've known you since you were
So-
actually not 7 foot tall."
Right.
So I told him, I'm like, damn, you grew a foot since I saw you the last time. Maybe 2.
Yeah, we're looking good, man. So I mean, do you guys think aliens exist?
I think it would be foolish not to think they exist in the bigger
something-
picture.
yeah. There's something out there for sure.
But, you know, what that would entail, you know,
Who knows?
microorganisms or microbes, that's alien life.
Right.
Because if a one-celled organism here is life, a one-celled organism there is life.
Well, I guess the government's
Because
already
that
told
gets
us
into
that
abortion rights and shit, doesn't it?
Well,
But whatever.
They didn't amoebas making alien spacecraft that's crashed here.
What?
They didn't amoebas making alien spacecraft. If the Pentagon has if they have alien craft that it's crashed or whatever, then it ain't amoebas or freaking single cell.
But I'm
I think
it's creatures.
that's like going out onto the beach and finding a fleck of gold amongst all the sand out there, though. Like the chance of that happening are so minuscule. They had to have hit us by accident, or they were so far advanced they could tell well before, and they have to have different ways of travel, because there's no way they could have just randomly picked Earth with life on it. Like we're doing now. We're looking for. We're just using math to go, okay, that planet is the right distance from their sun, who seems to be putting off this amount of light mathematically. It should be the right temperature, but we don't know if it's even solid, or if it's if it's got oxygen or.
Yeah, it's pretty weird because technically Mars should be in the Goldilocks zone, right?
So I would imagine that if we do have aliens, they're robotic. They're not life beings, I would think, because why the hell would you send living creatures, if you're that advanced, to take the chance of dying when you could send robots to die? I mean, we do that now, and we're not even that advanced.
I think
drones. We got robots on Mars right now.
This is gonna really bring a big one.
If something's on Mars, they're like, holy shit, fucking aliens are here. You know what I'm saying? We're the fucking aliens.
Oh no! Here's what's funny. Me and Jackson was looking at the rover. We watch it live every once in a while, and that thing has been there for how many years?
Mars rover.
Dude, it's only went fucking 15, 16 miles, isn't it? 15 or 16 miles.
What is it, like this big?
Yeah, that's it.
Think about that. They took that thing in a slingshot and went, boom! and hit one of those fucking stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, it's going to go, pink.
That's what they did.
Exactly what they did. Or we assume.
Right.
Fuck, hell, they could be doing all that shit in a studio just like this, for all I know. I mean, the chances are just as good.
Well,
I mean, a lot of it is just going to come back to it. Science could be just a religion, or that kind of science. Because they're constantly proving themselves wrong.
Well, no, I told my mom one time.
It's a fact. It takes faith to believe in the Big Bang, like it takes faith to believe in God.
No, it's like, hey, all you young people out there,
they don't fucking know.
They're trying to look for something to do in life. Just be a scientist. You can just make up shit. And as you go,
well, you can't.
Same thing as a musician. You can make up shit as you go.
Well, they call that a hypothesis. It's not really proven. It's a theory. I wish I would have been told it, man. I made a damn good scientist, man. I made up all kinds of shit. No,
I think most of the scientists now are like in prison for meth. All the good ones, anyway.
That's awesome.
From the Bible Belt down.
They're like anybody with fucking above average IQ, and they're like. They had a business plan.
Why is it blue?
No, but there's some of them 6 light years away. Who got out the tape measure?
Right, and went, how do you measure a light year?
But we do know how fast light travels because we can measure it on a small scale. So you can just exponentially.
But how could
it.
How could you know that planet, the light? How would you know?
Well, that's true, because we're not bouncing light off of it. It ain't like sonar from a bat. You know? It's like,
so it's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. I don't care.
Well, but
Neil deGrasse Tyson, get on here and tell me I will still knock you down.
I gotta disagree, because, like I said, we can determine how fast light moves from point A to point B. So we know it's out there. We don't know how far it is, but we know, if it twinkles, like between twinkles, how long it takes to get here. But we still can't determine how far away it is from us.
No, it's like, that's all horse shit. It's all horse shit. It's like,
but obviously they can figure something out. We hit a goddamn a star with a fucking pebble.
Right. Well, to a planet, the planet's trajectory seemed like it would be pretty easy to get that down.
Yeah, but you still have to know how far away it is from you.
That's true.
That's true, but do you know how many times they threw something at it to see if it hit or not?
Well, that first one missed, and it's made it outside of the. Remember, they missed everything, and it's like hit the outer edges of our solar system now, and still going. Was it Sputnik or some shit? Like the thing is still working, but it didn't hit its goal. It's just.
Oh yeah.
Well, we missed, or something like that. But now it's still sending back pictures, and that shit was out in like the 60s or something. I had a bass player when I was in the NASCAR band, and his father was one of the guys that built that thing.
Really?
Yeah, he died when he was really young because his father was much older. But
Hey, Jackson,
But he
look up
lived
what,
down
what satellite that is, or what?
it wasn't Sputnik. Sputnik was like maybe
Sputnik's
it was
Russian.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people worked on it together though.
Yeah, Sputnik was an actual spacecraft.
I don't know what the fuck it's called, but it was. I told you already. I'm a musician.
Hey, I had this.
But music is math, but we don't count past four.
Which
So get off
satellite
my
did
back.
what now?
8, technically.
You count to 8?
Well, yeah, you got 1,
Nerd.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nerd. I can also tell that my amp goes to 10.
Look, we got a fucking reader over here.
Look at the big brain on Dakota.
So here, would you read something for us?
Hey, which satellite did what now?
Which one is like past all, like
It's in
out of our solar system?
The outer edge of the solar system that's still alive.
Man, I'm hungry.
I heard that.
I was like, dang.
Boy, I'm really
Voyager.
Voyager 1.
Voyager 1. And what? How far out is it right now?
Let's type in how far is Voyager 1 from Earth.
And I want to know.
And I can't update my MacBook. And these sons of bitches got that thing going for fucking 60 years.
Bullshit.
Right?
That's bullshit. That is.
Like my MacBook's out of
every 2
date.
years.
And this damn thing's still running out. We're still using the pictures.
14 billion miles away it is.
Yeah. And it's like, and I'm losing signal in my house if I walk to the back end.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
How many miles is that?
14 billion miles away.
Oh,
Yeah, 14 billion.
it's around the corner.
It's down to the Walmart down the street.
14 billion miles away.
Yeah.
That's
And
a big
I can't
number.
get a phone call out of my house.
Yeah.
14 billion miles away.
Oh my goodness, that means
Obviously, we've been good at solar energy
I
for a
gotta get
long
another
time.
beer.
I mean, 14 billion miles?
14 billion miles.
I can't even imagine. You know how many miles? I mean, billions is a lot, big number.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine trying to count to a billion. How long that shit would take.
I never even thought about that.
Just counting to it, not even trying to, calculate it.
Guys, I got to get something to eat. Let's order something to eat and take a break. We'll come back. We'll charge these phones.
Okay, you probably got some good stuff in there.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. What are you talking about? That's awesome. There you go. That way you got something to line up too. All right, man. Scotty, here we are back. We took a little bit of break.
Yep.
I was hungry. So
Had to get me another beer.
I don't want to be on here all eating shit. Hey, man, if you could bring me my water from in there, man.
I got
I'm
me a
sorry.
backup beer this time. So I'm ahead of the game.
Some purple drink. Some purple drink. Yeah, I was going to ask you, this is kind of something I didn't tell you I was going to ask you, but what do you think about all this new technology and stuff? What's your like, I know, because we said something about it last night. We talked about the streaming thing. Everybody's bitching about the not getting paid enough for the streaming thing. What's your thoughts on it?
I love it.
I do too, actually.
I have Alexa in my house, and if she could do more shit, I'd have her doing it.
Right. I love it too.
But of course, I live in the public eye, so I'm not hiding anything. You
Right.
know, most people are like, "Hey, they don't know too much about you." I'm like, "Well, Google me, shit."
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about how you get paid as a musician. On the streaming and all that stuff. I mean, what's your thoughts on it? Because we were talking about it a little bit last night. It was interesting that you wasn't butthurt about it like everybody else is.
Well, I'm not, and I got to be honest because I'm a live musician.
Right.
So my music is a commercial to get you to come see me. I want you to listen to it and like it and want to catch the show live. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, I do hope you buy it. Please buy it. It's fantastic. But, but even if you download that shit illegally, I'm not mad at you. I'm glad you're listening.
Put that shit on your playlist, Rebel Yell. And be coming out the 15th. It won't be the last time I say it. 15th of February, day after Valentine's Day. Good love song. Make some babies to it and all that good stuff.
It's our own cool take of it.
Yeah, man.
I know you're gonna love it. I love it.
Man, you know, we were listening back a while ago when Dakota was here, and Dakota, it was good to see him. It was good to see him. He's green under, he's wet behind the ears. That's for sure. I mean,
But he's really talented.
he's a really gifted kid, man. He really is. He's a singing son bitch. That's for
I mean,
sure.
you can hear his voice when he talks on the mic. He's like, "Hey, like, Jesus!" Like 30 decibels above us.
I know it's funny.
So he's got a good singer voice.
Yep, AC/DC country. That's what it is.
Mhm.
But you know, God, I tell you, man, I just don't see how people can't like some things, and some things I can see. I don't know your record. I feel like, I've kind of stretched my wings a little bit, because I could experiment. You let me do that, and as a producer, and
Well, I'm not trying to make a record that sounds like the same
everybody-
thing
Right.
all the way through. And I'm not trying to make a record that sounds like anything in particular. We're just taking the songs and making them sound as good as we can.
right,
And it's going to come out what it is.
right. Well, people can always look, man. I've learned this in this business. It's
I'm
like,
truly lucky to be able to do this solo project because of that. Because most of the time labels won't, that they'll have that song. They're like, we want another one of these.
Right.
Yeah. But
right,
we don't even know what we want yet. We're just making good ass music.
and we're making badass music, ass kicking
I
music.
can't wait for everybody to hear all what we're doing.
Yeah, because there's
We're going to change gears all through it. Like it's going to go up and down and all over the place.
Back. Man, there's
We're going to keep you guessing. That's for sure.
some of the suits up in New York and LA will be like, well, man, it ain't really in particular direction. Yeah, it is. Good music.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a couple songs I would say we could release to alternative radio pretty.
I mean, rock and roll. It's rock and roll.
it's rock and roll.
We're not polka. We're not country.
It's no. We're
But
not
it's
that,
rock
no.
and roll. But it's a lot of different variations of rock and roll.
Right. But there's a lot of variations out.
Hey, there's a lot of them in my mind, man.
I know. Mine too.
I
just
think
love good
everybody
music.
music is an emotional ride. Nobody is angry all the time. Nobody is happy all the time. Nobody's sad all the time.
Right.
Music is like life.
Or like,
was it the Stevie Wonder? He had the best name for an album ever. Songs in the Key of Life. I think music
That's
is
a
that.
great name of a record,
I
man.
mean, it worked for him.
Right.
It was a huge one. But songs in the Key of Life. It explains music perfectly. Perfectly.
Right. That's true.
That's why metal bands are always so damn happy, probably. Because they
seem
get
like
out
they're-
all their anger on stage.
Yeah, it seemed like they're just pissed off people.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, he's probably mad as hell behind closed doors.
Right. Trying to
Up
act
there
like
singing about rainbows and butterflies and shit, like life is perfect. And everybody knows life is not perfect for anyone.
No, and you know what? I have to say that, I think we got a good mixture of things that are different. There's some funny stuff, and there's some.
Yeah.
I
think most of my fan base that already know me know that I have a sense of humor.
Right.
I cut up on stage. Hell, I've fallen off the stage and broke my arm. Right after telling people, hey, if I fall off the stage, don't post the video on YouTube. And then I fell off the stage. No, what a dumbass. And my band, because they heard me say it, they thought I was joking. And the stage was too tall for me to get back on. So I had to run all the way around through security, all the way back to the back. And this is a big outdoor festival. And believe it or not, no one posted that video on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, there was thousands of people. But I believe there was a video that started, you couldn't see me, but you could see the band playing, but you could hear me on the microphone going, guys, I think I'm really hurt. Well, I couldn't close my hand. I went to pick my mic up, and when I fell off, it was dusk. So halfway through the show, they hit me with the spotlights in my face. So those are instantly blinding. And I'd already jumped out to the big main, so I was standing on the speakers, and I said, hey, if I fall off this, and then I was singing, and I just stepped right off the side of it. Whew.
Oh my gosh, this.
It was about, yeah. And when I landed on a 3-point, and it took these two fingers and snapped them back.
Oh, jeez.
Ran around backstage, and we just folded them over the mic and taped it together.
Right.
We were opening for Skillet that night.
Oh, that's right. That you were telling me that. You were telling me that.
Filter was there and played before us, and he had a meltdown on stage.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I missed most of it. I was getting tattooed, but I could hear him screaming at the production crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Through the microphone.
I mean, I don't know how good that does. I don't know if that's a good thing to do or not. I would think that's a bad thing to do.
Yeah, it's a bad thing, and I've done it. I know. You get caught up sometimes. It doesn't make it right.
Well, so those guys are usually doing the best they can, you know.
Hey, they hold the suck button.
Yeah.
Definitely don't scream at the guy at front of house. I've learned that a few times the hard way.
Yeah, because he does hold the suck button.
But I've also screamed at monitor guys, and they finally just turn them off. I'm like, holy shit, it sounds better than it sounded all night. Like, God, thank God that motherfucker left.
It's funny because they put the lesser. Seems to me like anyway the lesser experienced on monitors, and I think that seems to be where the most experience needs to be.
Well, you're dealing with the biggest divas on monitors.
Yep.
The sound guy that's on stage. I mean,
Yeah, it's always I can't hear myself good enough.
well, with Saving Abel, we are extremely loud. It's different, you know. You
You don't use in ears?
No, we're old school, man.
Really?
No tracks, no in ears. We use wedges. My drummer used in ears because he had a
Click track.
a click track and a hearing impairment. His
Wow.
click track was so loud that when the stage got quiet, you could hear dink, dink, dink from his earbuds.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad, man.
That click track is crucial, though, you know. Even if you don't need tracks. I mean, I'm not hating on tracks because a lot of my favorite bands use tracks. But I'm going to.
I'm gonna tell you what I would.
But I like that. I like that raw rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, I would use whatever weapon I could to freaking win. I mean, that's the way I am though. I mean, you know, if I was coaching a high school football team and the rest of high schools had their kids on steroids, my kids would be on steroids too.
Well,
Everybody goes, well, it's terrible to say. Well, no, it isn't. I mean, winning's winning, losing's losing. It's going to be more on them to lose than it is.
Well, that's true. But the bigger the production is, the more people you need there to make sure that shit doesn't fuck up.
Right.
Everything you add is adding a variable
That's true.
of failure.
I thought of it that way.
Well, I have because it's happened.
So how do you feel about your new band? Your new band that you have on the road with you?
Man, I love these guys.
The Russian's awesome, ain't he?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one I really know a lot. You know, he's
Well-
one of my best buddies.
Well, Jacob, see, Bodie, my guitar player, he started teching for me when I was in high school, which was a long time ago, but it's been that long, and he's been playing guitar, and I finally brought him back out with Saving Abel right before we split ways, and he left with me, of course, because he's been with me for
Right.
decades now, and he's like, man, let me have a shot at playing guitar. You know, I'm pretty good at it. I'm like, well, you should be pretty good at it after all these fucking years. If you're not good at it by now, give that shit up. Turns out he's great at it, and he's my buddy. His family's been friends with my family, and so it's been an honor to take some people up and give them a chance.
Right.
And Jacob, he was teching for us with Saving Abel for 3.5 years,
Wow.
and he's asking if I needed a tech. I'm like, no, I need a bass player right now. He's like, well, I want to play bass. I'm like, well, I know you didn't sign up to take out the garbage for 3.5 years without getting an opportunity. I mean, being a tech is being in the right place at the right time. And I got to be honest, these guys have worked harder than any band I've been in since high school.
Really?
We're practicing harder now and having fun doing it. I mean, that's not belittling anything I've done before. You know, it's just when you do something a lot, it kind of becomes production line and like a job. And you know, because me and the guys with Saving Abel, we toured so much when we were off tour. We were off tour.
Right.
And so it's like, man, you go your way. Hell, I see you every damn day. You know, so we didn't get together to practice. We got together to play shows, which I guess was something I need to get back to, because doing these practices and just playing, because me and my band now, we're locked up in a shack in the woods, practicing 8 hours a day and having a freaking blast doing it. and it's going to show when you watch the concerts. It's
That's awesome.
it's a fucking ass whipping rock and roll shotgun blast.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to see a show. You know, it's hard to get me out. You know, it's hard to get me to a show. But if you guys come through here, I'm definitely coming. I'm definitely coming to see you. I mean, but
Well,
yeah,
I'll come up here at some point for sure.
for sure.
I'm in East Tennessee on this tour I got coming up, but that's still a good haul for you.
So where do you start your next tour? I mean, you start it here?
Well, actually, I have a show coming like this Friday, but it's not technically the first day of the tour because it's 4 days before we're releasing the song. The first day of the tour is in Bandera, Texas, at a badass motorcycle rally for one of my good friends, Blowout. Can't think of a better place to start a rock and roll tour than in the middle of Texas desert
No
with
kidding.
a bunch of fucking bikers.
Texas, I swear. You know, I drove through there going to work for I did a couple records out west, you know, and I drove through there, went to Roswell. You know, we were talking about that today.
Yeah.
Back to the aliens. Yeah. No, but
That's a cool place, man.
it is. I camped out in the desert a couple nights. Everybody's like, "You're gonna get killed. You're gonna get killed." No, I'm not. I mean, look at me. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you were a robber, would I be your first prospect to rob? I mean, come on.
Well, I tell you, we camped out in the desert too because we heard that it got cold at night in the desert. Well, that was a fucking lie. It was like 103 degrees at like 4 a.m. We were
No shit.
melting out there.
not for me, but I camped out in New Mexico though. So,
Well, I'm sure it has its nice.
but it's a little bit higher altitude, so it's a little bit cooler. Matter of fact, one of the places I camped the first night was the second night, but so I camped out 3 nights. But it had snow on top of the freaking, you know, mountains, and it was the middle of the summer, so there's snow up there on top of the mountains, you know, and that freaked me out because I didn't realize. I mean,
Well, you know, the high plains desert, nobody talks about those really. I mean, but there's deserts on top of these mountains. It's a desert because it's high elevation.
Right.
Things can't grow up there. I don't understand it, but I know it is because we've toured the country so many times. I just know when we're going across it.
right?
And being a singer, it affects me a lot more than, you know, other
I
people.
bet it
I
does.
noticed that a lot.
I bet it does. My God, I never thought about that. My voice is on gravel all the time. I mean, it's on gravel all the time. It
Well,
seems like
it
now.
doesn't really make me more gravelly. It just makes me like out of breath to where I can't like
Right.
sustain notes. I got to rethink my breath marks.
Have you done a lot of shows up in Colorado?
Yeah, quite a few. So Scott Wilson lives up there. So
I
we know
bet.
it. I got 2 coming up on this tour in Colorado, actually.
Really?
I'm playing Denver and Colorado Springs.
Oh,
So-
awesome.
And I'm playing Cheyenne, Wyoming. So those are
Awesome.
all really close together. That'll be in April. All 3 of those will be April.
So Cheyenne, is that where the
The Terry Bison Ranch is my buddies that run the.
Oh, okay. I thought that was near the what do you call it, with the presidents and stuff on it.
Sturgis. We're going. I play in Sturgis the day before that. Actually, Sturgis, South Dakota, there where the motorcycle rally is, but
Right,
it's right
okay.
there by the monument, the Crazy Horse Monument, and damn it, Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
What we're talking about.
I promised the band I was going to take them out there to see that.
I saw a thing the other day saying the dude stole Mount Rushmore. Y'all heard about that?
I honestly don't know the history, but I will tell you,
It's a fucking mountain. You can't steal a mountain. It's there.
as soon as you see it, you go, I thought it was bigger.
Is it that not that big?
I mean, it is, but you know, all the pictures make it look just monstrous.
Massive, and it's not
Yeah, it's not as big as you. I bet everybody that sees it thinks that the first time,
really.
but it's still
I've
magnificent.
never been there.
Well, that's what Jacob said, my bass player. He's like, we've been out with you for 3.5 years with Saving Abel, and he ain't got to see it yet. I'm like, I promise you. So in April, I'm taking them all.
Really, Mount Rushmore. It's not that big, huh?
Not really. I mean, the drive to it is unbelievable through the Black Hills over there.
Right.
It's a wild ass drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I see why people want to ride their motorcycles over there because it's like all these steep hills up and down and curves and shit.
I don't know if I want to ride a motorcycle over there.
That's the best place to ride a motorcycle. You want the places with the curves and hills.
Oh,
It's like a bicycle. You ain't got to pedal.
Well, that's true. That's true. It's true.
It's like every time you get one of those steep hills, you just hit the gas.
I'm gonna have to get me a bike one of these days. I just know how I am, and I just know that that's asking for it. You know what I mean?
I've had a bad motorcycle wreck before.
Oh, I've had a few when I was young on dirt bikes. Now not on
Yeah, it was a dirt bike for me too.
but out on pavement, I don't be ain't gonna be getting much over that.
I've wrecked a couple times, but not.
on pavement.
Yeah, well, just being too confident when I was younger.
Right.
You know, I rode a motorcycle to high school until I had this like hippie van I drove around. but I had a motorcycle too, and I'd get confident and like not know a road, just take it too fast and miss a curve and blast right off.
Right.
Super dangerous.
Well, look, just to get back to Bigfoot for one
Let's
second.
get back on Bigfoot.
Let's do that because we're the big fat. We're going to listen to the Minnesota. This dude on the Minnesota Bigfoot research team. This guy, he does a call. He talks like Bigfoot. Remember you were doing it earlier.
They're like, how does he know he talks like Bigfoot?
I mean,
Have they done a record?
oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys.
Oh, classic tree knocking.
You hear that?
We're not trying to make fun of anybody, but
You're not going to believe this, but that's my vocal warm-ups.
oh, Lord.
Better be careful doing that in the woods.
What do you think about that?
On that note, I'm going to crack open a new beer.
What do you think, Jackson?
Maybe it works for him. I don't know.
I
think that's how
Let's
they
hear it
talk.
one more time. Let's hear it just one more time. Come on, guys. You guys, at your audience out there, you got to see this guy too. He seems like he's a real serious Bigfoot guy. That's them knocking on trees for Bigfoot to knock back.
You hear that?
Look at this guy.
Minnesota Bigfoot research team.
You guys go to their YouTube
That's
channel and
fucking
check
weird.
them out. Check them out. Minnesota Bigfoot Research. Is it Minnesota Bigfoot Research?
I make some weird
Yeah,
noises
Minnesota
through the
Bigfoot
microphone too,
Research.
so I'm not gonna judge.
Yeah. What's that, Jackson? What'd you say?
I just said Minnesota Bigfoot research team.
Yeah, you guys go to YouTube, check those guys out. They seem like really good people, though. I mean, I don't. Hey, you never know. Maybe that's really how Bigfoot talks. But we had to get that.
I've never had an encounter, so I wouldn't know.
Man, I haven't either.
But if I do, I'll make sure to ask him.
I'm going to tell
His
you,
expression is so serious.
I did have an encounter with something. It was a buddy of mine, Mike. We were staying over at Andy Paul's house. You know, remember Andy Paul from In the Clear? You know, In the Clear.
Maybe.
Oh man,
Terrible with names.
You'd know if you saw him, Andy Paul. Matter of fact, we're scheduled to do some recording. He's going to do a solo thing.
I'm good with faces.
He's a good guy, man, damn good guy. Well, he's let me stay with him, and me, Mike, his buddy, my Michael from here. This dude's crazy as hell, right? Man, we were down there.
You start the story like that, I'm interested.
I have to admit, we were doing a little bit of partying, but we were in there and we heard something outside, and people think I'm crazy when I tell the story, but this shit really happened, man. Well, we heard something, and I mean, it was pretty loud too. So I was like, it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, what the hell was that? We go out there, man, and he's got this freaking spotlight. I'm talking like one of them real spotlights, handheld. I'm talking like be out of your truck type of spotlights. But he's walking. He's on the other side of the yard, and I got the flashlight, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at whatever. I look out there, and there's this. He had his horse. You know, well, it said it was a goat pen, but had a regular. It could have been goat pen. They could have got out of the dang thing because it was just, it was just a regular horse type of gate, and and fence, you know. Well, anyway, about here to that wall, a little bit further than that. The was this freaking shed, and it looked like it was a small, it was a smaller shed or whatever. Well, man, I swear to God, guys, I had the light, and I'm pointing it toward that shed. And this is no bullshit, man. This shit really happened. Michael, I can have him on the freaking show to confirm this shit. And I'm looking at the shed, and I got the light on the dang thing, and there's this little bitty old green light, real small, like a pin, like just a pin. And I got that thing shut on it. I'm like, Michael, come here. You know, he's like, oh. Come on, hang on. Come on, man. There's something over here, man. This is weird. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking the whole time, looking right at it. And I'm not that far from the thing. You know, I'm not that far from the shed. But it is behind the fence, you know. I'm sitting there and I'm like, what in the hell is that? I mean, it looked like a light on the other side shining through a hole in the dang shed. Because, I mean, like, I couldn't figure out what the hell it was. Well, man, he comes over there with his spot. I goes, what the hell are you talking about? He turned that thing toward that shit, and this thing was standing. And the pupil got freaking huge. And it just, I mean, the way its eyes closed and everything, and it just like, and when it came out, it came out, I swear to God, it came out, and when it come out, it had funny looking legs, man. And it was pretty freaking huge. And whatever the fuck it was not scared of us.
Sounds like a bass player.
Well,
really huge and awkward legs. Yep.
Michael took off running. I'm standing there, you know, I'm like, oh my God, man, I turn around, I run the house, whatever. I heard the thing out there grunting and groaning around. And same thing we heard when we got us go out there. And we looked online. If you look up Kentucky Goat Man, I'm not kidding either. And that's what it looked like. Now, I can't swear to God that's what it was, but whatever it was definitely on two legs. It definitely was a lot bigger than me. And it definitely wasn't giving a shit about us being there, standing there looking at it. And I'm going to tell you, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life as far as just, no, it wasn't Bigfoot, that's for sure. But, it was something.
Well, hey, Jason Knoll, my guitar player.
Look at, there you go.
Well, that's Krampus.
That is spooky as hell.
Gee, you need to repent after that shit.
No, but that's real close.
That's scary as hell. Look at that thing.
That thing inside it was real close to where we were at in Louisville, Kentucky.
Well, Jason Knoll swears up and down his brother killed a chupacabra.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and the University of Memphis came and got it and took it.
Well, you know, they got they know they found a chupacabra now.
Well, this is in Mississippi. So.
Right. Wow. Yeah, the chupacabra's around now.
The mangy-ass coyote.
Well, you should look up chupacabra real quick. We're going to cover everything.
The goat sucker.
Chupacabra, goddamn goat man.
Here's some living proof of one.
The shit.
Deep in the backwoods of South Texas, you never know what might be lurking around the corner or in your tree.
And he saw this strange animal sitting up here eating corn.
In Ratcliffe, a small town in DeWitt County, residents are certain they found the mythical, despicable chupacabra. And this time, it's alive.
Wow.
Holy shit, look at that.
Creature Sunday night.
He called me to come and look, and I said, Bubba, that looks like a baby chupacabra.
With
Holy hell, it's got hands.
Large claws, countless teeth, and ferocious growl, many would say this animal fits the bill.
You know, I hunted coons. You know,
What the hell?
dogs and all that, and I ain't never seen nothing look like that right there.
Parma says one of the big signs it's not a raccoon is its growl.
Coon don't make that noise, or a possum. What makes that noise?
I guess so. I've never seen one of those.
Wow.
I've lived in the country my whole life.
Most people are convinced this
Not in
is
Texas, but damn.
chupacabra, but what do wildlife experts have to say?
The animal in the cage, as best I can tell from the view, was some form of a small canine.
Brent Ortego, a biologist.
Well, that's vague. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I could tell that much, motherfucker.
He says the animal most likely has mange, which has caused it to lose its hair.
It ain't going to lose that much hair with mange. It's going to die.
Thinks otherwise.
It's never been
That's definitely not a mangy dog.
to
Nope.
be a unique
Look at it.
species
You ever seen a dog hold up shit and eat it like that? Like it's standing like a raccoon?
allegedly either cause harm or threaten to cause harm to people or their livestock.
This guy needs to lay off the Xanax, doesn't he?
That guy needs to lay off the freaking pipe.
What the
Living off
fuck?
a diet of cannabis corn, at least until someone can find out what it really is.
I want that.
How long
I
ago
wonder
was
if that-
this?
Is it? Hey, look, see if that thing's for sale.
2014.
What's that?
It was in 2014.
Oh shit, it's
Really?
probably grown now. See if it's for sale. I want that thing.
Mark that. You know, make sure you mark.
I don't
that.
think they have any like licensing issues on the chupacabras, do they?
No, chupacabras. Make sure you mark that.
I wanted to bet someone's already bought it.
Bought that chupacabra, yeah.
Well, I want it.
It's sitting there holding the thing like it's got hands.
Yeah, like a raccoon.
Like a raccoon.
But it wasn't a fucking raccoon.
No, it was a chupacabra.
It's a dog with raccoon hands and no hair and a rat tail. That is creepy. And it's alive.
I know, man. It's living proof that that's what I'm saying about Sasquatch. If the sumbitch came up to us while we were camping, he's like, hang on.
Hey, if it's hiding in Texas without any trees down there.
Don't shoot. I just want to know if you guys want some autographs. I want to know if you want some pictures, And dude sat down with us and we had a conversation and we got pictures with the big sumbitch and everything. And we go, hey,
I don't think it's Harry and the Hendersons.
No, but I'm saying if he came up and we got pictures with him and everything, still people would be like, it looks like a man in a suit, but I'm not for sure. It might be a gorilla that can talk. I don't, they just will say anything to disprove something, And
It wouldn't take, I mean, how often have you seen a cougar in the wild?
Never. Have you seen a cougar in a while?
I mean, a lot of people have.
No.
We've caught them on game cameras. We know they're here in Tennessee.
But we don't. But nobody's got a dead body.
Well, my whole childhood, I'm sure the urban legend in most small towns is the Black Panther or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they've actually caught cougars on game cameras now here,
Actually,
so they know they're here.
I
And
have seen one.
I'm in Tennessee, and it's
I
highly
think so.
populated.
From a taxidermist, yeah.
Oh, you've seen one at taxidermist.
Well, I've seen them at the zoo too, man. That don't fucking count. Jesus Christ.
We're talking about out in the wild, son.
Yeah.
I don't go out in the wild.
Oh, well.
The new generation.
The new generation of guys.
I'm in here all the time.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, okay.
I'm working
Never
him to
mind.
death.
Never
Mom,
mind.
I'm working him to death.
Yeah. You don't, what are you saying? You need a break? What's going on?
Last night I kind of felt bad because it was Saturday night. I forgot about being Saturday night. I was like, I want to say, hey, man, you can take off on Saturday night, go chase Tater. It's no problem, man. That's
We're making music.
You're young. Well, we're already chased.
Well, you see,
we're Tater chased out.
See, he's going to be successful because of that. While everybody else is out drinking, doing that shit, he's here learning a trade.
Yep. Learning how to engineer, man.
Makes a difference.
Well, guys, I think we've had a great time, man.
I've had a blast with you. I've had a few beers. They're kicking in nicely.
Oh, I had one more question.
Oh.
This is about you touring Canada. Could you explain to the audience why you can't tour Canada?
Well, first of all, I fucking love Canada, and Canada loves me.
Right.
Because they're hellraisers just like me. But no, I can't seem to get through the border there because of my band is a bunch of fucking criminals. And we're not allowed to cross for now. But hey, we're trying to work all that out. And as soon as we do, we're going to get up there and party with you guys. I promise.
Yeah.
But as of now, I can't because apparently it's hard to get into Canada.
I think it is now.
Not so well. Right now, it really is because of the trucker blockade. But no, it's it's
COVID stuff and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's they frown upon criminals.
Yeah,
they ride motorcycles. Motorcycle riding criminals is that. Yeah,
but they're good guys. They're dang good guys. But anyway, I was just joking around.
Well, folks in Canada party their ass off.
Really, I ain't been up there.
Man, I found myself. Well, I didn't find myself. My tour manager did. Found me lost at the front desk of my hotel. Well, not a hotel. Looking for my room and demanding it. And they called and had my tour manager come get me because I went drinking with Canadians in Canada. Like I could hang. Needless to say, those folks can put them away. Anyway, that's my Canada story.
Okay, cool. Well, man, we're gonna have Scotty back too after this single and before the next single, that's for sure. And man, thanks for being here, man. And doing this,
Absolutely, man.
I know I mean,
you know I love you. You're my producer.
I love you too, man. We're made a great record together. We're making a great record together. We're not done yet, but I can't wait for people to hear it though. It's gonna be awesome.
It's the first time in a long time I've been super excited to let people hear it. I can barely stand it. But now we're in the final days of it. So
February 15th,
What he said.
2022, the release of Scotty Austin's first single as a solo artist, Rebel Yell, written by Billy Idol.
That's right.
All right, man.
Absolutely, brother.
Great. Thank you.
Later, you guys.
You talk about me, and I damn sure talk about you.